Hi, I'm Laura and welcome to my hobby diaries. This year, one of my biggest goals was to try and swap my mindless phone scrolling for some more screen-free and creative habits. So this week I'm sharing my first attempt at watercolour painting, so you can see what it's like to start as a beginner. Hopefully this video will inspire you to try some new crafty hobbies too. So now I'm gonna actually paint something specific, not just do the colour swatches, because I spent most of yesterday doing this. I'm gonna follow something from this book. So this is the book that I'm using. It's called Watercolour Feast and it's by Erin Gleeson. And I got this when I was in the UK. And it's actually such a cute book because the main things that I wanted to paint was fruit, vegetables and flowers, and this book has all of it basically. So there's like some practice pages in the back where you can like practice some of the colour techniques that she talks about in the book, like how to paint specific flowers. Sorry, my voice is gone. How to paint like specific flowers, which are I guess a little bit more difficult, which I think is why they're at the back of the book. But also as well, there is how to paint fruits, vegetables, and then it teaches you like some techniques as well of like how to mix the colours. So like for example, on this page for painting an artichoke, there is like techniques of like how to like mix the purple and the green in order to like kind of get this effect as well. Okay, so I've decided that I'm gonna start by doing these tomatoes because they look quite simple to do. And also it's not really using that many colours. So yeah, let's have a go. Okay, so I think the green stem's dry now. It seems quite dry. So now I'm gonna start doing the tomato colour. I actually have this really nice colour which is called orange red, which looks very tomatoey. So I'm gonna use this one, I think. Maybe mix it a little bit with like a truer red as well, depending on how orangey the tomatoes look. Okay, so now it says while the tomatoes are still wet, we need to dot them with a few spots of yellow paint. So I'm gonna do that now. I think maybe I'll use this like yellow, this like orangey yellow, maybe this one. I think my tomatoes were already kind of orangey anyway, so I think this is maybe if you were using like more of a like richer red. I mean, I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. Maybe some of it could do it like tidying up a bit. I don't know. I feel like when people do watercolors, they're not this like specific with it, like they're a little bit more like relaxed with it, but I'm like trying to like make it like dead precise, and I feel like the more I do that, the worse it actually looks. So I might just leave it here and call that done. I feel like they actually look more like cherries than they do looking like tomatoes, but yeah, I don't really know how to avoid that. Like maybe they're too red. Like, do you think they should maybe be like a little bit darker? Maybe I should add like some darker red paint as well. Maybe, I don't know. I might just leave it before I ruin it, to be honest. Ooh, I just discovered something. If I do like a darker line around the edge, it looks like a shadow. What? Oh, okay, now I've ruined it now. Oh no, wait. I need more water. I think I've made it worse. Oh my word. I think I've literally made it worse. How do I fix it? I'm not touching it anymore. I've ruined it. Anyway. Okay. So, let's leave it to dry. Okay, so my painting has dried. To be honest, I think it looks more like cherries than tomatoes, but I suppose they are called cherry tomatoes, so maybe that's okay. This is what it looks like. I don't know if it's good or not. Is this a good attempt for like first go? Watercolor experts, let me know in the comments like what I could do to improve this, because yeah, I think again it's like the drawing situation. I feel like my painting's not that bad, but I think the like drawing itself, like the shapes and stuff are a bit weird. So I found that quite easy to do, to be honest, and it took a lot less time than I thought as well. Kind of expected the paint would take longer to dry. So when I was reading the book and it was saying I had to wait for the green paint to dry before I could apply the red paint, I thought, oh, well, I'm gonna have to wait for like an hour or something for that to dry, but literally it dried in like, I don't even know, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So I think obviously depending on how much water you use, the longer it would take to dry. But that whole picture probably took me like 15-20 minutes. So yeah, it was really, really quick. I think it was definitely easier than I expected, and it's very mindful as well. I'm actually quite happy with this, to be honest. I feel like it looks, I mean, it's obvious what it is, and that was my concern. I was like, it's not going to be clear what it is. It's better than I expected, considering I have no skills. And I think if I keep practicing, I think that it will get better. Ideally, I would like to get to a point where I can draw some flowers. I can draw maybe like little cards for people and maybe some little postcards or like little pictures around the house and stuff. When I was a little kid, I was just always really, really like clumsy and unskilled with like art and stuff. Like I remember always feeling quite self-conscious because I would look at the other girls in class and their artwork would always look really good, and mine always just looked at like clumpy and like messy, and just it always looked like a child had done it, whereas everyone else's just looked a bit more finished. And so I feel like, and also because I'm left-handed as well, I was like always watching other people, like the teacher, do stuff, and then I would try and copy it, but it was like harder because of like the left-handed to like the right-handed to left-handed thing. So I think these things in school kind of like left a little bit of a like trauma in my head around arty stuff. As I've got older and I've kind of retried these things again, I always just expect it to be absolutely terrible. And when it's good, I feel like I get like a little bit of confidence back again, and I'm like, oh, like I'm not actually terrible, like I can be good. And I think they are skills that you can develop with practice. So yeah, I think I've really enjoyed this, and I think I'll definitely keep going with it and hopefully improve my skills. I would definitely recommend this activity to other people, even if you don't have any skills at all.